In today's video, I'm heading to Asia for my first tournament block in over 3 months, and I couldn't be more excited. Vamos. So as you guys will know, this year I made it my goal to be one of the best 1,000 ranked tennis players in the world. And in recent months, things haven't exactly gone to plan. A wrist injury paired with a very busy content schedule has led me to not competing since Antalya back in April. But now we're back for a tournament swing across Indonesia, Singapore, and possibly some other Asian countries as well. And it'll be a war of attrition, so I've flown out 2 weeks early to prepare. I'm gonna have to lock in on my nutrition, gym work, and of course on-court training to give myself the best possible chances for these events. Last year I picked up my ATP point in singles here in Bali, so I'm going to have to defend it, but that should be a good omen for what's to come this year. So let's jump into the training week and see how I get on. Leg room we're working with, come on. He's got a bit less. Vamos. 13 hours to go, not vamos. And the flight to Singapore felt like it took forever, but we finally arrived at possibly the world's best airport.
We made it to Singapore, boys. Look at this guy.
It was absolutely massive.
Let me just massage myself here.
Excuse me?
Very nice, very nice. Just lying down.
First things first. That's unbelievable. That looks unbelievable.
Might be the best breakfast I've ever had. I actually can't lie, it's unbelievable.
And what better to get over the jet lag than to get on court to practice the next day. So this week we're basically doing a 10-day training block before my first 15k event here in Liga Tennis. We're outdoors on a UTS style singles court. So let's jump into the day 1 training session, which started with a string break.
Now to grip the other one.
For these next few days, I'm going to be training with my friend Jack Lauter. He actually plays for the New Zealand Davis Cup team. We're also playing doubles in the first week together. He's a lefty. Guy's an absolute grinder and plays for Kentucky University, so a great practice partner. I was really looking forward to the next couple of days.
First training session in Bali, Felix.
So good. I probably it's the right amount of humidity, but my heart rate's so much higher than usual. We're breathing heavy. I feel like if I had to do 2 hours, my legs would be cooked.
The first few days we're going to basically take it pretty easy, go for a lot of volume, try and not move around too much because the body's definitely feeling it after the flight, and then slowly increase the points play, increase the intensity, and then taper down right before the event to get ready for some intense matches. Also guys, we're on the road to 300,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't already, go down there and subscribe, and if you have, then I'll really appreciate it. Welcome to the crib. This is the Airbnb we're working with here in Bali. Let's give you a little tour of what we've got because it's pretty nice. Right, so this is the living room. This is like the workspace area. It's a little sofa to chill, relax in the evenings. Oh, nice and comfortable. We've got some vegetation. We've got a nice table here. This is where we can, work, read a book. Alex Hormozy. Come over to the kitchen. Nice little island here. I feel like a real estate broker giving you this tour. I've got my little supplements, my clear whey, my fish oils, zinc and magnesium. Pretty much the supplement stack we're running right now. If you want to see more about all of the little things I'm doing behind the scenes, go follow my Snapchat. It'll be on screen right now and in the description, and also Instagram. Do have a fridge. Oh wow. So we got some coffee, some water, some protein bars, and some teeth whitening gel. No drugs. In the freezer, we've got some ice to ice things. We even have a water cooler. I'll show you how that works. Don't want to be drinking tap water out here in Bali because I don't want to get ill. Refreshing. Right, now let's lead you to the main attraction, I guess. So this is the pool. We've got some nice bean bags to chill, relax by the pool, nice and lovely. As you can see, the Love Island seating area has been taken over by my washing because we are still on tour. So yeah, that's kind of been taken over. We'll probably take that down once it's dry. This is just vibes, isn't it? It's just vibes. Come into the pool after a long day's training. Can't complain. Head up to the top floor. So my room's obviously a lot messier. Got my little gels area. That's where I keep everything. Here we go with my clothes. As you can see, clearly and neatly folded. And then the bathroom. I find it a little bit strange that you can just I don't really see the point of this. I guess if I want to be at one with nature, go to the toilet in that bush there. It's so tempting to jump down into the pool, I can't lie. Yeah, lovely view of the roofs of the houses nearby. Very, very nice for these 11 days here in Canggu. Let's get some training in. Got ourselves the coconut for training. We got this bar, classic banana, coffee, and a happy cameraman.
Doesn't have any of that processed taste in the UK. I feel like one of the things when you're playing long sessions is easy to fuel during the session, but before, making sure you eat enough is actually quite important because if you're on court, it's a bit it's kind of just too late to be honest.
The one thing I like about the weather here is that it's so consistent. So every day we had nice sunny weather, which is going to be very good to prepare for my tournament because it's basically the same conditions. Once again, day 2, basically going for a lot of cross. I'm looking to get a good movement on my forehand, switching line every now and again. Now it was great to kind of have Jack's forehand whipping into my backhand because I think that it put some added pressure on it, and I really wanted to work on my inside-out forehand and the backhand. We then played some out-the-hand points. This is just a good way of introducing some points play without being too intense with the serve. And some of these points were crazy. Of course, not so focused on the scoreline, but more so about how I was playing, the decisions that I was making, how I was feeling, and also how much time I was taking between points because it's quite easy to rush. So really wanted to just make sure that I was giving myself some space, really moving the ball well. Jack moves the ball really, really well, so he's just able to kind of, you know, craft around the court, and really had to just pick my spots, pick my targets, and try and find ways through. Every day I'm also doing gym sessions, so today I was doing kind of a leg session, focusing on leg strength as well as wrist strength.
It has to be the most boring exercise I've ever done.
I'm actually part of this amazing gym here in Bali for these 2 weeks where they have a spa, they have amazing food, they have gym. It's all outdoor and indoor, so really lucky to have this facility over the next couple of weeks. And I'll show you more of that in the videos to come, which is why you need to be subscribed. And of course, have to finish with a 4-degree ice plunge, only for the legs and the wrist though. We're working our way up to full ball.
So obviously for this trip in Asia, what's in my bag is very important. Now I did this actually last time I was here, so we can see if there are any changes. Essentially, you need to be well prepared because it's humid, it's hot, and you're competing. And in all of those 3 scenarios, you want to be very, very well prepared for what's to come. So let's start off with the bag. Let's start off with the money section, which is the rackets. So racket of choice, Dunlop FX 500 Tour. So it's 315 grams. I've added a little bit of weight. I'm playing 54 pounds tension right now with Dunlop Explosive Bite strings. 5 rackets with me for this event. I seem to be popping strings literally once an hour, so I've really got to be careful. I've also brought a lot of string with me, so hopefully it should last. Middle section, this is where all the little bits and bobs are. So electrolytes, these are absolutely key. These SIS ones I think are really good. Got some gels, so this is a recovery gel, which I take after the session. Here's a normal gel, so this is basically carbs to take during the session. I'll talk about it later on in this video. Sun cream, obviously very important during a trip like this. Don't want the face to get burnt, body to get burnt. It actually helps with like being hydrated, not getting burnt, which obviously makes a lot of sense. I also have a heart rate monitor which broke, which is sad, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. But what I've been doing this trip is I've been monitoring my heart rate through all of my sessions, which is gonna help me put together a picture of my load, my movement load, and also how hard I'm working to not only train better, but also hopefully recover better to compete better. Shoes, some grips. These Dunlop dry grips, they're not tacky, but they're kind of pretty sweat absorbent, so I quite like these ones. But yeah, that's pretty much my bag. Drop a comment if there's anything that you think I should add or that you didn't expect. I'm glad this time I actually bought my tennis bag to Asia. Last time I was carrying this like Dunlop duffel bag. Absolute mess, don't do that. Bring your tennis bag. Now we've got to head quickly to training because I'm a bit late and spending time making videos, so better subscribe.
How many rackets did you bring, Felix?
5, got 1 left. Let me speak to the camera about my fueling setup. Right, electrolytes, probably go through like 1 per session, not too much. We also got energy gels, 1 to 2 of these per session. It's got about 22 grams of carbs. You'll probably go up to like 3 per hour, but in a training session, I'm not trying to use too much. Lots of liquids. I'm mixing water and electrolytes just to get enough fluids in without drinking too many tablets. And then for after the session, I got this sour cherry concentrate. It's supposed to be good, like tart cherry for recovery. Yet to see the effects of that. Yeah, pretty intense session. Trying not to go too much in the red zone because I don't want to be killed for the event. But so far it feels good, like it's a good range in between. Got to fuel well though.
Day 3 we were ramping up the intensity, so this was a lot more points play. I think we did 3 or 4 tie breaks, and we also finished with some serve points. this is basically just to kind of get the juices flowing, really try and, you know, get that mind working, not just the body. And some of these points were super intense. You know, Jack's such a good training partner because he's just able to make so many balls. He's used to that college tennis. So basically taking the legs away from under me. So I knew my best chance is just absolutely going for it. I know a lot of the time that, you know, sometimes when you're tired, that kind of decision making then has to change because you don't have that power. But really just trying at the beginning of these try breaks to be super aggressive. But I knew that, you know, the more physical it gets, the more it plays into Jack's wheelhouse. So gonna have to try and find ways of adapting. And, you know, that's the whole point of what this training block is about, figuring out how to play in this heat, what works best, what doesn't. But I definitely felt really good in terms of how I was moving, how I was, you know, hitting the ball on the court. So definitely, even though I haven't been playing too much lately or too many matches, I'm actually really feeling like I'm beginning to get into my prime, if I'm being brutally honest. And I'm very positive for these tournaments to come, I can't lie. We also like to finish the session with a couple of loose volleys, a couple of smashes, take it pretty easy. The whole point is that it's a little bit light-hearted as well, have some fun on the court. This is basically how I'm preparing for these events, and if you're excited, make sure that you subscribe and have the bell notification turned on, because that's super important.
First few days, I don't like to do too many serves, just keep it pretty simple. Feel the shoulder, aim for the box, that's pretty much it.
So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.